Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we talk about the coolest, most valuable coins you can find. Today, we're diving into a little gem from the 1970s, the 1975 D Mint Mark Lincoln Penny. You're not going to want to miss this, especially if you've got one sitting in your pocket change. Let's jump right in. So, what's so special about a little copper penny from 1975? Well, it might surprise you to know that this tiny coin could be worth over $1.2 million. Yup, you heard that right, million. But before we get into why, let's start with the basics. Let's talk about why the 1975 D Lincoln penny is valuable in the first place. First, it has a tiny mint mark on the reverse side, right under Lincoln's shoulder, near his ear. That little D tells us this coin was minted in Denver, making it more rare than its Philadelphia and San Francisco counterparts. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny. But here's where it gets interesting. These pennies were only made in limited numbers, and that scarcity has driven the value through the roof. And while most 1975 D pennies aren't worth thousands of dollars, the rare ones, those in mint condition, are where the magic happens. If you've got one in your collection or found it in your pocket change, you could be sitting on a little gold mine. But don't worry. Even if your penny isn't worth millions, it could still fetch a few $100 if it's well preserved. That's why coin collecting is such a fun and rewarding hobby. Now, let me tell you a little story. I remember the first time I came across a rare coin, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest. I found a 1982 D penny. Yes, I have a thing for old pennies, and my friends thought I was joking when I said it was worth thousands. Collecting coins is like treasure hunting, but instead of a map, you've got pocket change. Okay, back to the 1975 D Mint Mark penny. Like I said, condition is everything. A well-circulated 1975 D penny? Not so much value. But one that's kept in pristine condition now, that's where the magic happens. As of today, the market value for a high-grade 1975 D penny is around $1.2 million. Crazy, right? But before you start rummaging through old pennies in your junk drawer, remember finding that needle in the haystack takes time and a trained eye. So, what did we learn today? Not all pennies are created equal. If you've got a 1975 D Lincoln penny, or any older coins for that matter, check their condition and do a little research. You never know what kind of treasure you might have. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll be back with more tips, tricks, and stories to help you navigate the exciting world of coin collecting. Hey there, coin collectors and curious minds. Have you ever heard of a penny that could make you a millionaire? Well, today we're talking about the 1986 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. This little guy could be worth $1.3 million. Crazy, right? Now, let's get into why this 1986 penny is so valuable. First off, mint marks, those little letters you see on pennies, can make a huge difference. The 1986 No Mint Mark penny is one of those rare finds that numismatists dream about. Imagine this: you're at a family barbecue, chatting about how your job is going, when someone casually mentions finding a 1986 No Mint Mark penny. That's when you take out your penny jar and, bam, you realize yours could be worth more than your car. Talk about an icebreaker. Okay, but seriously, how rare is this penny? Well, in 1986, the Philadelphia Mint didn't add a mint mark to some pennies. It wasn't common knowledge at the time, so a lot of people overlooked it. Fast forward to now, and those unmarked beauties are rare gems. Here's where things get interesting. You see, collectors aren't just after shiny pennies. It's the imperfections, the stories behind them, and the historical scarcity that make them valuable. The 1986 No Mint Mark penny is like finding a needle in a haystack, and people pay for needles. When I first started collecting coins, I remember finding an old jar at my grandma's house. You know, those jars filled with loose change from decades ago. I sifted through it, only to come across a 1986 penny. At first, I thought, oh, just another penny. But after a little research, I was shocked to see its potential value. It's crazy how just a little knowledge can turn something common into something priceless. So, what's the current market value of this little treasure? We're talking about $1.3 million, yes, million, for one penny. How crazy is that? And while most 1986 pennies aren't worth that much, the ones without a mint mark are incredibly scarce. Alright, folks, that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew your pocket change could be worth a fortune? If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on coins worth money and strategies to spot rare finds. You never know what you might discover next. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, your go-to spot for all things coin collecting and rare finds. Today, we're diving into something absolutely insane, a 2014 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that could be worth up to $1.4 million. Yeah, you heard that right, a penny, a single penny, potentially making someone a millionaire. Now, before you go scouring your change jar for every 2014 penny you come across, let's talk about why this little piece of metal has such an astronomical value. Alright, so here's the deal: every year, the U.S. Mint produces millions and millions of coins. Most of them are pretty standard, but once in a while, a little accident happens, like a coin with a missing mint mark. Now, back in 2014, mint marks were supposed to show where a coin was made: Philly, Denver, or San Francisco. But there was this batch without any mint mark at all, and that tiny detail turns a regular penny into a potential goldmine. So, how does a regular 2014 penny without a mint mark become worth $1.4 million? Well, rarity plus demand equals value, folks. There are only a few known examples of these 2014 no mint mark pennies out there, making them extremely rare and highly sought after. Coin collectors go nuts over this stuff, and with such a low population, the prices have skyrocketed. You know what's wild? I actually had a story about finding a coin like this once. Well, not a 2014 no mint mark, but I did stumble across a pretty rare 1971 penny when I was younger. Thought it was just another penny, turned out to be worth hundreds. So, moral of the story, check your change. Seriously, you never know when that forgotten penny could make you thousands, or even millions. Now, I should mention, not every 2014 penny with no mint mark is going to fetch that $1.4 million price tag. Condition plays a huge role. A coin with scratches, dents, or other damage will drop the value significantly. Mint state coins, meaning they look fresh from the press, are what collectors are after. Think of it like buying a car: the better the condition, the higher the value. Alright, folks, that's it for today's coin talk. Pretty mind-blowing, right? A little penny could make you a millionaire. If you enjoyed learning about this rare gem, hit that like button and subscribe for more coin tips, strategies, and stories from the numismatic world. And if you've got any rare finds or coin questions, drop them in the comments below. Let's build a community of coin enthusiasts. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we talk all things coins, treasure hunts, and that one lucky penny you're probably sitting on right now. Today, we're diving into a coin with some serious buzz, the 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny. If you've ever thought, how in the world can a penny be worth $1.5 million? Well, you're about to find out. Let's jump right in. Now, we've all got those pennies laying around in our junk drawer, right? The ones you never thought twice about, until now. If you've got a 1968 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, you might just be holding onto something worth a small fortune. And trust me, this isn't just another maybe someday kind of coin. It's the real deal, so here's a quick story. A few months ago, I was at a local coin show, and a guy walked in with a 1968 penny, exactly like the one you're probably holding or have seen. He thought it was worth a couple of bucks, but after a bit of research, it turned out to be worth a whopping $1.5 million. Can you believe that? I mean, it's not just luck, it's about understanding how rare these coins really are. Let me break down why this penny is such a hot commodity. The 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those gems that slipped through the cracks. At the time, the mint wasn't as careful with certain coins, leading to minor imperfections. Some pennies were accidentally made without mint marks, and as a result, they're super rare today. Only a tiny fraction of the 1968 pennies were made without a mint mark, making them incredibly sought after. And now, let's talk numbers. Right now, a well-preserved 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can fetch anywhere between $1.5 million and even higher. And while that sounds like something out of a Hollywood movie, there are real people out there finding these hidden treasures in their pockets or old coin collections. It's like finding buried pirate gold right in your own home. So, how do you know if you've got one of these bad boys? First off, check for that missing mint mark. If your 1968 Lincoln penny doesn't have a D, S, or any mint mark, then you could be sitting on something valuable. Secondly, the condition matters. Coins in better shape, no rust, no corrosion, and no heavy wear will push that value even higher. Here's the kicker: the 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just about money, it's about history. Every coin has a story, and these pennies tell the story of a time when errors were happening and collectors started to really notice. Coin collecting has become this fascinating blend of history, passion, and yes, cash. Okay, side note, can you imagine going to a coin dealer with a 1968 penny thinking it's just another penny, and walking out with a suitcase of cash? Talk about a plot twist. I mean, who knew your pocket change could turn into your retirement fund? So, whether you've got a 1968 penny in your collection or you're just starting out in the world of coin hunting, keep your eyes peeled. These little guys might not look like much at first, but they've got the power to change lives. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, hit that like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin tips, tricks, and hidden treasures. Hey coin collectors and curious minds! Have you ever wondered if your pocket change is sitting on a small fortune? Well, today we're diving into the 2020 D Lincoln penny. Yes, that tiny copper coin could be worth a lot more than you think. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Coin Talk, your go-to channel for all things valuable coins. Today, we're talking about the 2020 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, which might just blow your mind. Alright, so let's break down what makes this little penny so special. First, let's talk about how pennies are made. The mint mark on the 2020 D penny tells us it was produced in Denver, Colorado. But what makes this one stand out from the rest? Well, first, 2020 was a wild year, to say the least. A lot of people stayed home, businesses closed, and collectors started to dig through their change more than ever. That's when rarities like this popped up. If you've got a 2020 D penny in your pocket right now, grab it. You're looking for that D right under the date. The coin itself looks pretty standard: Abraham Lincoln on one side, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but it's what's happening inside that counts. Let's get to the good part, the value. Originally, a 2020 D penny is worth just 1 cent. But, in today's market, these coins are selling for around $1.60 or more. That's a pretty hefty return for something you probably pulled out of your couch cushions. So why the sudden jump in value? Well, collectors are paying attention. These newer, high-mintage coins, especially ones produced in a year as chaotic as 2020, are becoming rare finds. Here's a quick story for you. A few months ago, I was sitting at a family dinner when my cousin casually pulls out a jar of coins and says, "Hey, look at these." Well, wouldn't you know it, buried in that jar was a whole stack of 2020 D pennies. After a quick lookup, we found out each coin was worth over $1.50. That's when I realized, never underestimate your change. So, what's the takeaway here? Always keep your eyes peeled for those small mint marks in unique years, because you never know which coin will end up being the next big ticket item. Whether it's a 2020 D penny or something even older, the thrill of the hunt is part of the fun. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on how to turn your pocket change into serious cash, hit that like button and subscribe. I've got plenty more coin stories, strategies, and tips coming your way. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Alright, everyone, let me hit you with a question: how often do you look at your pocket change? Yeah, I'm talking about that handful of pennies you dump into your junk drawer or toss into the car cup holder. What if I told you one of those humble coins could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? That's right, a 1979 D mint mark Lincoln penny could turn you into a millionaire overnight. And the craziest part? Most people wouldn't even notice they have it. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of this legendary penny, why it's worth so much, and how you can identify one. Oh, and don't worry, I've got a hilarious personal story that'll make you think twice about ever ignoring spare change again. Let's start with the basics. The D-Mint mark means this penny was minted in Denver. Over 6 billion pennies were churned out that year, yes, billion with a B, so what makes this one so special? It's not just about the year or the mint. It's all about rare errors and unique features. You see, during production, some coins ended up with incredibly rare minting errors. Maybe the die was overpolished, maybe there were doubling issues, who knows? These tiny imperfections make certain coins one of a kind. And collectors? Oh, they love one of a kind. Why it's worth $1.70 million inch so, why the insane price tag? Well, these rare 1979 D pennies are a collector's dream. Imagine finding a Picasso in your attic. Same vibe. The highest recorded sale of this coin? A whopping $1.7 million at auction. But before you flip your couch cushions for change, let me give you a pro tip: condition is everything. Your coin needs to be in top-notch shape, what the pros call MS65 or higher. Basically, it should look like it just came out of the mint yesterday. And if it's been chilling in your washer for years, well, let's just say it's probably not making you a millionaire. Let me tell you about my own penny adventure. A few years ago, I decided to go through a massive jar of coins, like the kind that's been gathering dust for years. I was convinced I'd find something valuable. Spoiler alert, I didn't. But I did find a penny from 1979 with a D mint mark, and for a split second, I thought, this is it. I'm rich. After some Googling and comparing, I realized it was just a regular pennyworth, well, 1 cent bummer. But here's the thing, it made me realize how much hidden treasure could be out there. People have found rare coins in the most random places, under car seats, at flea markets, even stuck in vending machines. So, don't give up hope. How to spot the real deal? Alright, so how do you know if you've struck gold or copper, in this case? Look for these key things of the mint mark, D4 Denver, any strange features, like doubling on the text or unusual marks on Lincoln's face, the condition, it should be shiny, crisp, and free of major scratches, and remember, if you think you've got something special, don't just guess. Take it to a professional coin appraiser. Trust me, they know their stuff better than your uncle who swears his pocket change could pay off the mortgage. So, there you have it, the story of the 1979 D-Mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth a life-changing $1.7 million. Who would have thought that something so small could be so valuable? It's like finding treasure in plain sight. Here's your homework: grab your jar of pennies, your old coin collections, or even the change in your wallet and start hunting. Who knows? Maybe you're sitting on a fortune and don't even know it. And if you love learning about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips, stories, and strategies coming your way to help you uncover hidden gems in your collection. Oh, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Every click helps me keep making content for you. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and curious treasure hunters. Welcome back to the channel, where we turn your spare change into a potential goldmine. Now, before you go tossing those pennies into the nearest fountain, let me tell you about one you definitely don't want to throw away, the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this unassuming coin is worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million on the current market. Yes, you heard that right, $1.8 million for a penny. Crazy, right? Let's dive in, break this down, and figure out what makes this little piece of copper so special. Oh, and stick around because I'll also share a personal story about a coin discovery that totally changed the way I look at pocket change. First things first, why is this coin worth so much? Well, it's all about rarity. Most pennies minted in 1987 were either stamped with a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. But every now and then, a few pennies roll out with no mint mark at all. This happens when the die used in the minting process skips the mint mark, which makes these coins super rare. And collectors? They go absolutely nuts for rare coins, but hold on, don't start digging through your couch cushions just yet. There's a catch. Not every 1987 penny without a mint mark is worth millions. The $1.8 million prize goes to pennies in pristine condition, what coin experts call MS68 or higher. That means no scratches, no wear and tear, and definitely no oops, I used this to tighten a screw damage. So if you've got one sitting in your penny jar, you'll want to handle it like it's made of glass, what does $1.8 million look like? Let's put this in perspective. Imagine finding a 1987 no-mint mark penny and cashing it in. What could you do with $1.8 million? Buy a house? Take a luxury vacation? Or, my personal favorite, buy a lifetime supply of tacos and still have enough left over to hire someone to carry the tacos for you. This kind of value is what makes coin collecting so exciting. It's like playing the lottery, but instead of buying a ticket, you're rummaging through your pocket change. And honestly, who doesn't want to feel like a treasure hunter? Now, let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, the kind of family bonding where you sneeze every 5 seconds from the dust. Anyway, we found this old jar filled with pennies. At first, I thought, great, more clutter. But then I remembered a little something I read about rare coins. So, I grabbed a magnifying glass and started checking them out. Spoiler alert, no $1 million penny in there, but I did find a 1943 steel penny worth about $50. Not life-changing money, but hey, it was enough to treat grandma to her favorite ice cream shop. And ever since then, I've been obsessed with checking every single penny I come across. Moral of the story? You never know what's hiding in plain sight. Tips for spotting the 1987 no-mint mark penny. So how can you tell if you've hit the jackpot? Here's a quick checklist. It's gotta say 1987. Check for no mint mark, no D or S under the date. The closer to perfect, the better. If you think you've got a winner, take it to a coin dealer or send it to a grading service. They'll tell you if your penny is worth serious cash or just, well, a penny. Alright, folks, that's the scoop on the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a little coin with a big payday. Who knew something so small could be worth so much? If you've got one of these sitting in a jar somewhere, you might just be sitting on a fortune. And even if you don't find the $1.8 million penny, the hunt itself is half the fun. Before you go, here's a challenge. Take 5 minutes today and check your change. You never know, you might just be the next lucky collector to strike it rich. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tips on valuable coins, treasure hunting strategies, and stories from the world of numismatics. Oh, and give this video a thumbs up if you're feeling inspired to raid your penny jar. Hey there, treasure hunters. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at the pennies in your pocket? Not just glanced at them but really looked? Because hiding in plain sight might be a little copper gem that's worth a whopping $1.1 million. That's right, a penny. And today, we're talking all about the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, here we go again with another coin story, stick with me. By the end of this video, you might just find yourself digging through the couch cushions or breaking open your piggy bank. Why the 1972 no-mint mark penny is special. Okay, so here's the deal. The 1972 no-mint mark penny isn't just any ordinary penny. Sure, it might look like the ones you use to pay for your morning coffee, or maybe you just leave it in the take a penny, leave a penny tray. But this little coin has a backstory that would make Hollywood jealous. You see, in 1972, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, that's why there's no mint mark, accidentally created a batch of pennies with a pretty gnarly error. The design was doubled. Coin collectors call it the doubled die variety. Think of it as the coin world's version of a rare, first edition book. You can spot this error if you look closely at the words Liberty or In God We Trust. The letters are kind of blurry or shadowy, like they had too much coffee and couldn't sit still while being minted. And now, let's talk cash because that's what we're here for, right? A regular 1972 penny is worth a penny. No surprises there. But a 1972 no-mint mark doubled die penny? That's where things get spicy. Think shiny, like it just rolled off the production. This coin can fetch up to $1.1 million. Yup, 7 figures for something that might be chilling in your junk drawer right now. Even if yours isn't mint perfect, a slightly less dazzling version can still score you hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let me share a quick story. A couple of years ago, my uncle, let's call him Penny Hoarder Pete, came over for Thanksgiving. While everyone else was stuffing their faces with turkey, Pete was staring at his change jar like it was a treasure map. Turns out, he'd heard about the 1972 penny and was convinced he had one. Long story short, he spent 2 hours sorting through pennies at the dining table. Did he find one? No. But guess who ended up falling down the rabbit hole of rare coin collecting? Yours truly, and let me tell you, once you start checking pennies, you can't stop. It's like potato chips, but less salty. You grab a magnifying glass or just zoom in with your phone camera, check the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. If they look like they're doing a little shadow dance, you might be holding a winner, and if you think you've hit the jackpot, don't just toss it on eBay. Take it to a professional coin appraiser or a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. These folks can confirm if it's the real deal. So, there you have it, the tale of the 1972 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a humble coin that could change your life. Next time you get change at the store or dig through your car cup holder, take a closer look. Who knows? That penny might just be worth more than your car. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coins, or if you're now itching to raid your piggy bank, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth money coming your way. Let's turn pocket change into big bucks together.